What's good, you guys? It's Jonathan, the trading chemist, back in the lab with another video. So today, again, we're trading gold. Y'all already know that's my baby. Um, but what we're looking at here is price is currently in an uptrend, right? It's actually in an ascending channel for the most part. So what I did see is that there was a break of structure here on the 15 minute, and what I'm actually doing now is waiting to see how this candle ends up pulling back. So right now it already hit an area of interest, and I'm looking for it to hit this TP right here, right? But I am trying to get in on that on the 1 minute. So right now I'm just seeing how price will pull back. So currently just looking at the 1 minute, uh, price shifted from a pullback here and then started an uptrend here, and there was a breaker structure right here. So I'm looking for price to pull back. Since it did this impulse here, I'm looking for price to pull back to this level and give me some type of entry signal before I get in, right? But other than that, right now we're just waiting. So I'll get back with y'all once I see what really happens with this setup. All right. Right now I am waiting on this setup to see if it's gonna give me a good entry signal. So that price already hit the TP on the 15 minute. So it did start to pull back. I was looking for it to really pull back to this area here to pretty much retest that high that it broke, but it didn't. It actually just ended up pulling up a little bit more. It never came back to this area whatsoever. So it broke structure up here, and now it's pulling back. There was no demand area in this area, so I wasn't gonna in this impulse, so I wasn't gonna trade that at all. Right now, I'm really just waiting to see how it plays out, because it could be one or two things that would happen. It could pull, break this little structure here, and go for a sell, or it's gonna create this buy. But I'm just waiting for price to stop right now. So it if it stops with this right here and break this area here, it stops with this candle here, breaks above it slightly because it already touched the area that I needed for it to touch. I just need for it to reject now. So let's see what it does. All right, I'm in. Now I needed to pull back because I. All right, let's get. Ooh, got my stop way too close, Playboy. So where am I? 1 second. So I'm in on 8 contracts. Stops right here. And all right, we're just gonna take it to the high up here and call it if it plays out in that direction. But let's just see. I end up putting on a little bit more than I wanted based off of the stop. Probably should have did what, maybe 6 contracts, or 6 or 7 contracts, but we're gonna see. So the goal today is really just to hit 200, and we're gonna see how things play out. So What I noticed after doing a lot of my reviewing and and everything is that I'm passing up on a lot of money, right? So what I'm looking to do now is pretty much lower my take profit level and increase, like, essentially stick to maybe like closer to one and twos. 1 second. Let me just transfer it over here so y'all can see. Sorry, I'm getting a little distracted. Okay, so everything's looking good right now, and I explain the rest in a little bit on the reason why I'm doing what I'm doing. Come on, go ahead and hit that bitch right now. I'm gonna move my stops to break even. Now let's see how this just plays out. We're almost there. Come on, give me that push. Give me that push. No, come on, bro. Give me that push. Regardless, we are at break even, so my thing is just go up there, bro. You right there. So we're gonna see how this plays out on the 15 minute. Okay, yeah, it's rejecting heavily now, so it may end up stopping me out. Looks like we may be going for a sell-off if it ends up stopping me out. But hopefully this next candle that prints shoots up here. But let's see. Nope, 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 nope. Come on, give me a push. Give me a push. Give me a beautiful little push. Come on, come on. Give me a push. Come on. There we go. Come on, give me that push. Ah, I don't like how it's rejecting. Let's see what happens. Yep, break even. And if it's breaking, yeah, it hit my break even stop. So what I'm gonna do now is pretty much wait for it to break this structure here, retest, and then I'm going for it. Unless there's another rejection at this level, we're gonna see. But I'm taking it one. Let me see if it breaks this candle. I'm taking it. Oh, you didn't pushed up too far now. I need a bigger pullback. That was nasty. It was almost there too. But oh well. Let's just see how everything plays out now. All right. Let's see. Now we need another break of structure to see how this plays out. That's annoying, but it is what it is. So, yeah, all I had to do was just not mess with my stop loss, and price will be about to hit TP again. It is what it is, but now I gotta wait for another setup. So it just broke structure here. I guess it's gonna keep on pushing, mainly probably to this area here. Let's see what it does. That was a mean little pushback. Oh man, that sucks. I messed that up today. All right, we just gotta wait for a another setup now, and I'll get back with y'all. But all right, we got another one. So I'm letting this one ride. I'm not. I ain't gonna lie. I'm a little tight that I was even that I even messed with that last one because this. Look at it. It ended up turning into a banger. So I ain't gonna lie. I felt some type of way about that one. But I'm letting this one ride. So this one end up the impulse end up coming back, retesting this area here, the area interest one. So essentially the new support here. So what I'm doing is I got in on 5 contracts, and I am going to take it up to get a 1 to 2. So I'm gonna let this one ride out. I'm not gonna touch it, and we're gonna see what happens here. But so there is some risk to me taking this setup here, only because on the 15 minute with my fibs, typically when it hits a negative 61.1, that is my reversal area. So, on top of this also being a rejecting candle, but there's been a lot of momentum. So we're gonna see how this turns out. Um, but at least I know if it don't pan out, the reason why was because it was part of my reversal area. But we're gonna see how this goes. And it's a little bit later in the trading session, but it is what it is. This 1 to 2 isn't too far up, uh, so it's pulling back. We're gonna see. But anyways, regardless of how this ends up going, what I end up noticing, so I was doing a review. I was supposed to get back with y'all in terms of like recording a review, but I end up really just sitting there and kind of just started looking at some stuff like myself, right? And just kind of went over and going over. And one thing I want to tell y'all about is this Notion trading journal I have here. Let me see if it. So the last what 2 months, I've been pretty much logging everything on my Notion trading journal, and it's also in the description if you're interested in it. But before I started doing the journal, I was always kind of up and down in terms of everything that I was doing with trading, and consistently just going in a direction that wasn't working for me. And it wasn't until I started pretty much journaling everything that I started realizing certain things about myself. Like, for instance, I am impatient, right? So why am I trading on the higher time frame if I'm impatient? So it's stuff like that that made me, okay, let me try out the lower time frame. Let me use 15 minutes as my higher time frame and get in on the 1 minute and see how I like that. I end up liking that much more, and I'm about to get stopped out. Either stopped out or they're creating a W, and this is about to be a banger. Let's see, let's see, let's see. All right, regardless of what ends up happening, because, all right, that hurts even more because the earlier trade was a winner, and I just fucked with it. Anywho, so, um, with the journals, I pretty much noticed a lot about myself, right? So, on top of that, I noticed, okay, so I can get big eyed, right? And with me getting big eyed, I tend to like strive for and look for like bigger trades instead of just base hitting, right? And I'm leaving a lot of money on the table when I could have just been out, right? So journaling, that really pretty much helped me for the most part. Let's see how this rejects here. Or are we just done? Let me check the 15 minute. Ooh. I got one more bullet in me. If it breaks this candle here, I don't want to deal with. I'm not looking for any more buys. If it breaks that candle, I'm not. And I already kind of don't want to look for any more buys, just based off looking for the candle. But I knew. If it breaks this area here, I'm gonna take one more entry and be done for the day. Let me see. It'll have to give me a little bullish variation to give me more confirmation that it's going in this direction. But if it does, I'm going to take it, and that'll be my last trade for the day. But let's see. Should have been a new candle on the 15-minute that just started to print. Yep. So let's see. I don't think it's going to end up going. Yeah, I don't think it's going to end up breaking this area. But let's see. Let's see, let's see, let's see. If it does, I'm hopping in. But if not, but yeah. Um, I know I'm kind of doing like a lot of starting and stopping, but I'm locked in at the same time, so I'm just trying to still talk through everything that I've learned. But anywho, um, at the end of the day, that channel trading journal has drastically changed how I perceive trading outside of pretty much one, somebody just telling me how I should trade, and I'm actually going through and testing everything and seeing what's actually working and what's not working. And two, understanding how I actually am as a trader. And I think that's what a lot of people are getting held up on is they're not like tracking their personal performance, but they're still listening and watching what everybody else is doing instead of getting a better understanding of how they actually move in the market, right? So that's my thing. But if you guys are interested in a trading journal, definitely check the link in the description. And right now, and that's all I really got on the trading journal. But I just wanted to wrap that up. But right now, what we're gonna do. So I am no longer gonna be looking for buys, right? I need to see a sell set up, and we're late in the session right now. Let me see what the 15-minute looks like. Yeah, absolutely not. I am not looking for sales because it would have to come down here, then go for a buy before I actually get interested in the setup. So let me see in terms of selling and across the 50 EMA. Let me take this off, you guys, so it's a lot less distraction. Um, so it broke that candle, and also if I'm paying attention, there was a break of structure right here, right? While I was doing all that talking. Yep, and those are breaker structure. So what I would need price to do, let's see, if it breaks this area, we're really going for a sale. But this will be the stopping area that I come across, because this was the support here that we'll be looking for, the area that was broken on the 15-minute. But now that we're looking for sales, if price pulls back here, I'll be interested. I'm not crazy about how it pulled back to this level here, but let me see something real quick. Let me see something on my, and it's got a support around this area too. So I'll take it. The area that was broken, I'll take it. If it rejects correctly, let's just see what happens. But I do see price coming, going for a sale. But hold on. All right, y'all. I got in on another trade, but I ain't gonna lie, I'm not too crazy about how it's moving. So I got in off the break of the candle here. Um, Being that it did reject from my fib level and this and retest the high, but I didn't like it when I got into it, and I still got into it. It was almost like a trigger. Uh, but let's just see how it pans out. Um, and we're gonna go from there. I don't like that, but it is what it is. I'm already in there. I'm not touching it. I know right now we are pulling back. So let me look on the 15-minute to see what's going on. So on the 15-minute, it's going for a sale, but I'm just not excited about the entry, because I still believe it's going to come down to this area here. I'm just not too hyped about how I got in it. And yeah, I should have waited for that for me to get in at that 50 fib. You know what? I'm gonna scoot it back a little bit more. And what happens after that, I'm okay with. I got it at my stop loss at 3432.6. All right, I got stopped out. All right, I ended up getting stopped out. It is what it is. Um, Today was not as imagined. I ain't gonna lie to y'all. Shit, it turned into a shit trading day real quick off of one hesitant right here. But it is what it is. I'm gonna upload this video for y'all, and I'll be back tomorrow. Peace.